Jai Srimanarayana. We'll start reviewing chapter 18 from sloka 1 onwards. Badri garu?
Sure.
Yeah.
Chapter 18. Ashtadasodhyayaha Moksha Sannyasa Yogaha. Arjuna Uvacha Sannyasasya Mahabaho Tattvamichhami Vedutum Tyagasya cha Rishikesa Pruthak Kesi Nishodhana. Jai Shrimanarayana. Chapter 18, Sloka 1 summary. Arjuna said, O Lord Krishna, I wish to know the truth about sannyasa and tyaga distinctly. Jai Shrimanarayana.
Jai Srimanarayana. Very simple but loaded question. Any questions on this?
So, Prasad garu, is it, I know we discussed this at length last week.
Mm-hmm.
So, sannyasa in general means karma sannyasa. That means, giving up the fruits of action. Is
So,
that correct?
yeah, no, I mean, Lord Krishna clarified that sannyasa is giving up the kamya karmas. Karmas that are done only with the motivation to satisfy our desires.
Oh, okay.
So that is giving up kamya karmas. Kamya karmas are desire-based karmas, right? I know I'm doing a karma because I have a desire. I need to fulfill a desire. Or out of a desire, I'm doing this. So that kind of activities, if we need to give up, that is sannyasa.
Because in the previous chapters, whenever we saw sannyasa or karma sannyasa, we kind of interpreted it as giving up the fruits of action. But here it's actually discrimination. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. I mean, so there's a slightly, I mean, we need to go further. Of course, it will come in later also. So tyaga is giving up the fruits of actions. Okay. So sannyasa means don't do the kamya karmas. That means do the other two, right? I mean, indirectly it means doing the other two, which is nitya karma, naimittika karma, right? So all our duties we have to do. Okay. So when we do those duties, then what are we giving up? We are giving up the fruits of actions, the results. Okay. So both tyaga and sannyasa, they kind of are synonymous now. Like, so they don't mean that you give up and, give up our duty. Okay. Both of them mean the same thing. That is, we have to do our duties, nitya and naimittika karmas. Nitya karmas are daily karmas and naimittika are occasional karmas. So we need to practice them. We should not give up. Then what do we give up out of, because of sannyasa or tyaga? That is, we are giving up the fruits of actions when we do those nitya and naimittika karmas. So we don't do anything out of desire. We do activities because they are our duty, whether it is daily duty or occasional duty. And when we do those duties, we do not do it for the sake of the result of those duties even. Okay, so we are doing it for the sake of the work itself because we need to do those duties. It'll come again. So, I mean, literally, like sannyasa, he explained what is sannyasa and what is tyaga in the next slokas. But later on, Lord Krishna also used them as use them interchangeably. They are meaning the same thing. So we should not be, I mean, both of them don't mean that give up our duties.
Got it.
I think
In other words,
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. So in other words, to start with, we should not even, in other words, we all should understand that first of all, we should not be doing the activities that are not required. And that is becoming clear. So we only should do the activities that are as per scriptures or that are needed for our survival. And that too without any karma phalapeksha.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. When that are required, not required is a little bit subjective, right? So what they say is instead of saying it as required or not required, they say it as prescribed or not prescribed, or
Not
duty
prescribed.
or not duty. Because for me, 5 cars are required, 10-bedroom house is required, let us say.
Exactly. Yeah.
So then it becomes so I mean, that is out of a desire I'm doing it. So if I do anything out of a desire, then it is not sannyasa or tyaga. If I need to live in a house, yes, I need to do even that. Living in a house is not the end goal. I mean, I'm doing some activity while living in the house, right? So that is those activities are ones that we need to focus. Living in a house is is helping us to do those activities, right? So we have our Varnasrama duties. Okay, so in order to perform those duties, we need a place to live. We need to eat. We need to sleep properly and take care of our health. So those are all needed in order to do those duties. So they're so we don't make them as our desires. That's the thing. Unfortunately, we focus on those as our desires, and we forget why we are here. They like all these materialistic things become our desires. They are needed for us to do the duty, but what happens is we forget the duty and we focus on the whatever is needed and convert them into our desires, and then focus on those desires to fulfill those desires.
I mean, the way I at least understand, we should not do something that is not, as per scriptures, or let us say as per our basic needs, and say that, I'm doing this way. For example, you can't have a huge feast and say I'm giving up karma phaltam, I'm only eating it like my duty or something like that. Got it. And this is very clear. I think now I understand the difference. Thank you so much.
I mean, so we are, at a very high level, right? Like, are we living for eating or eating for living? Some people live in order to eat. So eating is their focus, their desire. I want to eat this, I want to eat that, 20 different things. I want to try 100 items before I die, something like that. So eating became their focus, their desire. Now, so they're living or they're doing everything in order to satisfy the desire of eating. But the way we are born, eating is going to help us do our duties for our life. Okay, so the focus should have been on the life. So I eat in order to live and do my duties. Then I'm not focused on eating. So then as long as I'm able to live and do my duties properly, whatever is the food is fine. I mean, it need not be like 20 different items, right? So it need not be that every weekend I have to go and party and attend all the parties where there's so much food, and I want to enjoy that food. So it will not be like that. Of course, it happens that way. If it happens that way, we don't reject it. I mean, as we discussed earlier, and like whatever comes our way without our own initiative, we don't hate it. It will come again in the next slokas. It came in the previous slokas. Actually, 18th chapter is almost like a summary of the entire Bhagavad Gita. So Lord Krishna has revised most of the concepts that were there in the previous chapters. So we are revising what we learned so far in a point-by-point manner. So it's so basically we focus on our duty, and whatever is needed in order to perform the duty, we take care of it also. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, so I think you said subjective, right? That's probably it'll become a little tricky, right?
Yeah.
Karma, karmas. I mean, like you gave a classic example. Like cars probably like house and right, and these kind of things, right? And the balancing that at right point, right? Whether I need a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, whatever it, right? 2 levels, 3 levels, right? And when you're living with your wife and kids, and probably you have some duty to them as well, right? Even Lord Krishna himself said, right? You need to. It's not that you're going to leave everyone and go to a forest to yajna, right? I mean, tapas, right? And,
yes.
So I mean, how do you? I mean, everyone has a different kind of this thing, right? I mean, yeah. I mean, we can always say it's a desire versus need, right? I mean, how do you balance, right? And it's a little tricky, especially when you're living a family kind of a thing. If you're alone, it's up to you. You can do.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. That is where the challenge is. Our life whole challenge is to draw a line between what is a desire and what is a need. So primarily, if our focus is materialistic, okay, then we are going towards away from our goal. Okay, if my focus is materialistic, which is not going to come with me when I go, right?
Mhm.
So and in order to do those things, if I am not performing the yajna, dana and tapas, then I'm moving away from my goal. So if I materialistic and non-materialistic. So if my focus is only on food, money, house, cars, enjoyment with enjoying the nature, as if I'm enjoying that comforts and the beauty of the nature for my enjoyment, right? Not like I'm enjoying the nature because it is what is created by God. There's a difference there. But if I am enjoying the nature from the point of view of, oh my God, I am traveling to 100 countries, I am enjoying so much, or I'm eating all these things for my enjoyment. So if I am in that mode, right, if I am focused only on the materialistic bodily comforts, okay, then I'm moving away from my goal. If I'm so that is a kind of a checkpoint that we can have, right? Am I doing anything apart from this bodily and materialistic comforts and goals? If I'm not doing anything, then yes, again, it's a clear clear red mark. So if my focus is to serve, okay, if my focus is always to serve, in order to serve Paramatma, okay, serve all beings as service to God is again a great message that Sri Swamiji has given to us. So even if I am like without going into extremes, like always focusing only on materialistic things, but I'm buying a house or I'm buying a car, even while doing it, my focus is, okay, I'm doing this as service to him. I'm serving, I'm taking care of my family as service to God. Then it is fine. But we kind of forget that. I don't know how many of us we even remember that. So our focus is enjoyment, entertainment, bodily comforts, materialistic. Then we are in this loop of gaining more and more karmic bondage. But if I'm focused away from it, okay, and having a house, having a car is a means to do my duties properly, and taking care of family and my comforts, my enjoyments is all a service to God. Is treated as service to God, then yeah, that should be fine. I don't know if I answered the question.
I think
it is difficult to answer.
Yeah,
but
no, it's not. Yeah, exactly right. But plus, fortunately, all of us who are attending this satsang, we overcame this kind of things, right? At least because now, at least at my age now, right, after probably 40-50 years, but some who doesn't have this knowledge, right? Husband might have it, a wife may not, other way around, kind of a thing. Right? It's hard to even for kids, right? I don't know how we explain certain things, these things like everything in Prajna kind of to the kids, right, who are growing up, and because usually they look at other people and they say, oh, he has nice shoes and I want the shoes, right? That's what I think he'll ask his dad, right? That's how people look at it, or friends and
yeah.
And my experience, and people actually behave based on their vasanas. So it's a journey, right? So it may not be able to abruptly, we can't change. So as we kind of encourage people to participate in the satsangs and practices, etc., then slowly the vasanas and the tendencies change. So they will not have, they won't feel very difficult to follow this. Until the vasanas are changed, vasana kshaya happens through karmas.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. They have to do the karma. For example, if a child is, let's say a child wants to do certain things, I know some children who are teenagers who are inclined towards yoga. They're getting certified. That's what they want to do. Versus, other students, they want to explore. So we have to, let them follow their vasanas. Of course, if they're in extremes, we have to restrict. Unless that happens, they won't be able to turn around into the gnana.
Yeah, I think agree, Andy. I think vasana, past karmas, and absolutely right. I think that those do play a role here.
So the clear marking point is desire and a duty, right? So is it my desire or is it my duty when I'm doing any activity? So for a child, so for example, when child is asking for something, is it your desire or is it your duty? This is the question that we need to pose. And if it is duty, then we do our duties, or we have to tell the kids to do our duties. Life management in Bhagavad Gita, we have sessions for kids. In those sessions, from ground up, right? We start talking about what is our dharma, our duty, and what is who is our enemy? Our enemy is a desire. Okay. So what is a desire? So all that, we keep building up. So anything that is not related to performing our duties becomes our desire, right?
Yeah.
So even in the duties also, like if I'm, let us say I'm doing a job, right? And I have a desire to earn money or get a particular position, okay, in, let us say, 2 years, 5 years, whatever it is. So I have a desire. So even those desires we need to bring down. We focus only on duty, do our duty properly. So for kids, they have a duty to study and take the test and do well in the test. And then whatever desire they may have, like a grade or getting into good colleges, and all those are desires.
Yeah.
So are the desires based on the results, right? So we tell them not to focus on the results, or don't have the desires based on the results. Then the question is, okay, I mean, the problem for us is that we have been trained to always look at the result, have a desire on the result, and work based on that desire to fulfill those desires. So we need to change that attitude ground up. Like anything is, we start with a duty and end with the duty. And whatever is the result, we accept it as is. Again, in the 18th chapter, again, Lord Krishna clarifies that is what we need to do. So our duties, 17th chapter, Yajna, Dana, and Tapas, right? So we need to do the Yajna, Dana, and Tapas, different Yajna, Dana, Tapas he has mentioned. So we need to perform our duties based on, our Varnasrama, like my age. I'm at this age, in this place, following this particular culture, having a family. So I have a particular duty to do based on where I am. And that with that, corresponding to that, what the Yajna, Dana, and Tapas, I need to do that. That is my duty. And any result that comes out of it is not my concern, right? I will accept. I should be able to accept it as is, as long as I do my duty properly. So, we have been we mentioned this several times, that if we focus on the duty and not on the result is going to be better than the other way. So if that is the primary thing, Lord Krishna says, there are two advantages of that. Focus on duty, then the result is going to be better. Second advantage is that whatever is the result, we are able to accept it easily. We don't have the issue of that happiness, sad. I mean, it's, even if we are able to meet whatever was our expectation, it's very likely that we will, soon think that, oh my God, I should have got more, because there is always, our expectation we would have set at, let us say, 90%. We meet 90%, then we want more, right? Or if we get a, if our expectation is a 4-bedroom house, we're able to meet that. Soon we'll think, oh, I need a 5-bedroom, 6-bedroom. So it is always going to increase, change. So we tend to become more unhappy if we are based on the desires. If we are working based on desires, but if we are working based on the duties and focus on the duty, basically, then whatever is the result, we accept it. It doesn't bother us much. And Lord Krishna, again, in 18th chapter, it comes later.
I don't elaborate my thing. I mean, we should continue actually, but
yeah.
Right to
So, if I mean, we should never be focusing on the materialistic thing, and if others are focusing on it, then I mean, can't do much about it. Hopefully, with Acharya's blessings, God's blessings, we will be able to pass on that message to everyone around us, and they will be able to catch up as well.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay. Second sloka.
I can go ahead, sir.
Sure.
Chapter 18, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, Sloka 2, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Kamyanam karmanam nyasam sannyasam kavayo viduhu Sarva Falatyagam Prahustyagam Vichakshanaha.
Good.
Jai Srimanarayana, chapter 18, sloka 2 summary. Lord Krishna said, the enlightened know the sannyasa means renunciation of activities which are done expecting fruits. The wise people declare that Tyaga means giving up the fruits of all actions.
Jai Srimanarayana.
Jai Srimanarayana.
Yeah. Yeah, so Lord Krishna has given the definition, but later on, with other, as we move along, Lord Krishna used sannyasa and tyaga as synonymous, like somewhere he used sannyasa.
Interchangeably.
I mean, both of them, the meaning is renunciation, giving up. Okay. So, but both of them don't mean giving up the activities. That's all we need to remember. Giving up the duties. I mean, their sannyasa means giving up the activities, kamya karmas. That is activities which are done expecting results, expecting some fruits. Okay, so both. I mean, tyaga also means that, because you're giving up the fruits of actions means you're all automatically giving up karma karmas. So then both of them becomes synonyms, right? So, but if you want literally, if somebody asks a question, what's the difference between them, then we can quote the second sloka, 18th chapter. However, we can use it interchangeably. And wherever we see sannyasa, we should never be thinking of giving up the duties. We should only say that the giving up the kamya karmas. Kamya karmas are not our duties. Okay. Sloka 3.
Yeah, I can go ahead and.
Sure.
Chapter 18, Moksha Sannyasa Yogaha, Sloka 3. Tyadyam doshavadyeke karma prahurmanishinaha yagnadana tapah karma natyajyamiti chapare. Jai Srimanarayana, chapter 18, sloka 3 summary. Lord Krishna said, some learned people declare activities as evil. Thus, they need to give up. And others say yajna, dana, and tapas activities should not be given up in this way. Jai Srimanarayana.
Jai Srimanarayana.
Yeah, I think what Prasad, this shloka actually is helping us to prevent wrong thinking or wrong interpretation by people.
Yep. Yeah, there are some schools of thought, as we mentioned here, which say that all actions inevitably are evil, or they give us karmic bondage, right? So then the issue is not with the action. Issue is with how we do the action. Okay, and what kind of action it is. I mean, we need to be careful about two things. One is we need to focus on our duties, and the second is how we do the duty. So if we are taking care of those two, then it is not a problem to do those duties.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're not evil at all. So, I mean, of course, Lord Krishna confirms that in the later slokas.
Yeah. think one of the things that Bhagavad Gita I feel is helping us is to avoid extremes, right? So without this knowledge, we may observe something and say, okay, I want to behave like that Swamiji, or someone who gives up all the actions, or I don't want to get involved in anything related to family or friends and all that. So I think all of that will be clear when we have this knowledge. It helps us not to be in extremes and still achieve our spiritual goal.
Yes, Andy. Yeah. I mean, there is actually one sloka which clarifies, makes it very clear whether our giving up, our renunciation is proper or not. Okay. So basically, it if everyone says, oh, okay, I know I should not follow somebody, then nobody gives up, right? I mean, nobody is giving up the fruits of the activities, or nobody is going in the sattvic path. But so there is a guideline that is given to us. Lord Krishna is going to clarify later. It makes it very clear. Am I giving up? If I chose to give up, am I giving up in the right way or not? Okay, for the right reasons or not?
I think even some Swamijis, they don't give sannyasa or let people join the ashram if they have a family and they're actually moving away from duties.
Yes,
So
exactly. That's a perfect. I mean, that is one thing. And one more thing is that even when they take sannyasa, right? I mean, if it is seen as running away from their duties or running away from any hardships that they have, then actually they're not doing the right thing there. I mean, if so the purpose of taking the sannyasa is gone. I mean, again, that will come in the next slokas, if we'll go through that word by word. So yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Andy. Yeah, but usually they say, right, even wife's permission should be, I mean, the husband needs a wife's permission to get sannyasam if she's accepting it. Normally, that's what we in scriptures.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah. I mean, the sannyasa here, welcome, Isha Garu.
thanks, Andy. Yeah.
Welcome again. Yeah, sannyasa here, or tyaga here has nothing to do with the person sannyasi.
Right, yeah.
Right.
True.
I mean, this is for all of us. It is
Right.
not like we don't even have to take the sannyasam to be following these things. I mean, this is like we are whatever activities that we are doing, we are giving up the fruits of those activities. We are not associating them with us. Then we are the sannyasi or tyagi. Okay, those who are actually taking sannyasam, I mean, that is they are actually increasing their family, not limited to their family. Now the entire society is their family. So they are actually accepting more responsibilities than a regular family man. So whoever is trying to willing to accept more responsibilities, they can take that sannyasam, and they're also not giving up their regular duties. With sannyasa varnasramam, they are accepting that as sannyasashramam, right? There are some duties that come along with that, so they have to follow those duties, and they're actually much stringent, much tough compared to regular common people. So if somebody is taking sannyasam and not following those duties, then they're actually worse than staying in the family mode and following the lower level of duties that we have.
Mm.
So someone who is taking sannyasam, sannyasashramam,
Mm.
they're actually accepting higher responsibilities, higher duties, stringent, much more stringent duties, responsibilities. So if they're ready, if they're willing to do it, then yes, they can take it up.
Yeah.
But that sannyasa is different from the concept that we are going through right now.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is like for all of us, for anybody who is doing the activity, they're giving up the results of those activities. Not just the results, we'll see the other items later. But so whoever is doing those, they're sannyasi or tyagi. I mean, we all can be sannyasis or tyagis.
Mm.
Now, if you are not doing any activities which are motivated by our desires, solely motivated by our desires, not connected to our duties, then we are sannyasis.
Yeah.
If we are giving up the fruits of our activities, whatever we are doing, then we are tyagis. And because they're interchangeably used, yeah, we are both sannyasis and tyagis. And when we are, because I mean, this is a kind of looking at karma yoga in a slightly different perspective. So we are karma yogis. So we are following the karma yoga. Karma yoga also we do the same thing. So from the perspective of yajna, dana, and tapas, those become our duties, and we are following our duties as given in our karma yoga practices. Then we become sannyasi or yogi or tyagi.
Mm.
All are interchangeably used.
Yes. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So sloka 4.
Can I go ahead?
Yeah, please.
Nischayam shrudu me tatra tyage bharata sattama tyago hi purusha vyagru trivida samprakititaha.
Okay.
Jai Srimanarayana, chapter 18, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, sloka number 4. Sloka 4 summary. Lord Krishna said, "O Arjuna, listen from me the established truth regarding Tyaga. O leader among men, Tyaga is indeed declared to be of 3 kinds."
Jai Srimanarayana.
Jai Srimanarayana.
That's good. Andy. So, I mean, Tyaga is of 3 kinds. It actually comes later in the later slokas also, but we give here as what those 3 kinds of renunciations are. Okay. So, one is Falatyaga, that is renunciation of fruits, of actions or fruits of the works. Second is Sangha Tyaga, or renunciation of attachment or possessiveness to the work that we are doing. And third is Kartrutva Tyaga, is the renunciation of agency or doership. I am doing it. So went through some examples here to clarify. So Falatyaga is giving up the following thinking, right? If we are thinking this way, then we are not doing the Falatyaga. Okay, we need to change. If we are thinking like, I need to do this work because I want specific results. The results are for me. The results belong to me. I got the results for my enjoyment. The results motivate me to do it and do it better. I will do it because the results will make me happy. So we need to give up this thinking if we want to be Falatyaga. or phalatyagi. Okay, so all are based on the results. Any questions on this? Or if you want to add anything, you can add as well. Then Sangatyaga, renunciation of attachment to the work, possessiveness. I am doing the work. Sorry, this work is mine. I'm doing the work is kartrutva. So attachment to the work is, this is mine. This work is mine. Okay. My work is producing the results. I will get whatever I want with my work. My work includes my effort, my performance. That is the one that is resulting in the work results. And whatever I want, okay, I will get whatever I want with my work. If the result is what I wanted, I feel great, I feel happy, I feel proud of my work and myself, because it is my work, right, that produce results. So I become happy, I feel great. If the result is not what I wanted, there must be something wrong with my work or with me. Okay, so I mean, if something is wrong, it is really because my work did not produce the results, right? We sometimes also extend that to, if you're working in a team and the result is not what is expected, then we blame the work of another person as well. So basically we have the ownership of the work of the entire team. Our team's work produced the result. So it is always like, this is my work producing the results, or our work producing the results. We feel great when the results are what we expected. We feel sad when the results are not what we expected. We feel proud. I mean, this is what my work produced, right? So that is what gives me proud. Then if I'm thinking that way, we are not tyagi or sannyasi. But if we give up this kind of thinking, then we are sangatyaga. We are not having the attachment to the work. We are doing the work. I mean, there's no doubt about it. We are still doing the work. But if we are getting attached to the work, my work is producing the results, then it is a problem. Kartrutva tyaga is yeah.
In Sangatyaga, last point, right? The fifth point. But this is more like introspection, right? I mean, I should introspect why it went wrong. And it could be, I mean, fine, team is, let's leave the team one for a second, right? If I'm just doing the work, if something the result did not come or expected, that means I need to evaluate why I did not get it. There's something possibly wrong with this, so that next time I do it better, right?
That's what we think. Okay. So if we are doing that way, to a certain extent, it is fine. Because we need to realize that the result is independent of our work. Okay. It is not, there is no direct correlation between our work and the result. Unfortunately, we always think that my work and the result are correlated directly with no other variables in between. See, I mean, 18th chapter, that's why it is great that Lord Krishna explains further. Even though, it is like there are 10 people doing the work, right? All 10 are contributing to the work. Okay. Now, one person did it exceedingly well. The other 9 did not. Now, the result is not what this one person expected. Should that one person blame himself for the result?
That's why I'm not saying a team one, right? At least I'm talking about individual ones which you do. It's simple one, math, right? I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the
So
day, yeah. So
yeah, I got your point. That is where we always think that I have full control on what I'm doing,
but it's
even
not
if I'm
control,
doing
right?
my own work.
It's not control, right? But I think I do know that God is helping me all. At the same time, I need to put my effort. I need to understand what I did not do well, so that I can do at least better. Because I need to understand, right, why I did not do that something. And of course, I'm not saying, I'm not basically anyway saying that no mean that I'm doing the work or anything like that, right? But at the same time, I have to understand why that did not go as expected. So at least it's good for us to understand, right?
Yeah. So now that is very good. We have to do that. To do it, we don't need the result to do it. Okay. See, it's an excellent point, actually. That's a wonderful thing. If you understand this, it will be very, very clear. So I do some activity, okay, and I'm waiting for the result. Now, if the result is what I am expected, does it mean that I did a great work? I don't have to improve? If the result is not what I expected, does it mean that I have done something really bad and I don't, I have to improve? We need to, like when we are performing, when our focus is the duty itself, right? Then we don't wait for the result to tell us whether we did the right thing or not. Okay. If I'm doing the work, my duty, let us take a very simple example. My duty is to say study 10 chapters, taking example of a student. You can correlate it with anything.
Sure.
My duty is to study 10 chapters, say refer to 2 books, and then take the test, and then get, whatever is the results, that's fine, right? Now, if I fail to study those 10 chapters, I know there itself I didn't do what I'm supposed to do. I don't need the result to tell me. Now, it may so happen that I did not study 10 chapters, and I studied only, let us say, 6 chapters, and all the questions came from those 6 chapters. The result is great. Okay, still doesn't mean I did the right thing. Okay. So I don't need the result to tell me. I don't need the result to tell me whether I did the right thing or not. We have to, we should get into a mode of checking ourselves based on the work that we did. We don't need the result to tell us, because when we depend on the result to tell us, then the other 9 people come into picture. Okay. So some of the things that we think that, like, I am the only one who did it. I did the coding, for example, and the result is not what I expected. Okay. We may think that, oh, I'm the only one who did it. No. For any, like, actually 18th chapter, there's one sloka that comes there. For any piece of work, whether you're doing as an individual or as a team, you are not alone when you're doing it. Okay, we will learn that clearly later. So depending on the result to tell me whether I need to improve or not will give me misleading information.
So that, sorry to interrupt, sir. So I have this question, right? Any task you take up, you have a goal. I have a goal in mind. And then I align my goal with the expected result, right? I'm not, let's not talk about business world, office world. I want to make rava kesri, for example, right? And then I know I have ghee, I know I have sugar, I know I have rava, the best rava in the world, right? And then I know these 4 people coming to my house, and then I really dearly love them, and I want to give the best kesri, because I know the person loves kesri bhat, okay?
Yep.
And then and in my mind, I'm expecting, oh, this should turn out very good. I'm putting pure kesri and everything. I have all the ingredients in the world to make it great. And then I'm expecting that to become really good, okay? And if it doesn't turn out, good. Then I'm okay. Inside me, I'll still feel bad. You know what? He came all the way from North Jersey or Connecticut. Somehow this didn't turn out good at all. B, if it turns out really good, that's what my ambition is, right? That's what my end goal is. It has to be really good. I'm putting pure ghee. This is what I'm thinking, right? Then is that wrong?
So basically, you when you're preparing the dish, you know what ingredients you need to put and how to do it. Okay, and you did your best in doing it with no exceptions. Okay, and that is where your duty ends. You don't go back and let us say that person did not like it. Okay, that should not trigger a kind of reaction in us saying that, oh, no, I did something wrong. I did something because again, it is person's perspective, right? So as long as
the person's perspective is secondary. I mean, it's twofold, right? My perspective is the end goal should be great. The kesari should be great. This is what my end goal is, right? Now I know I have the top ingredients in the world which can make that happen. Second possibility is, yeah, you know what? I don't have this ghee, but can I add some oil to make this happen? I know they love kesari. So I want to make it, but let me try with oil because I don't have the ghee, right? And then I know already the expected result. So I'm not expecting it too high, but I know, right? And then I move on. Either way, I move on. But what I'm saying is expectation is directly proportional to the goal we are trying to set, right?
So there is,
results, I don't.
If I understood the question, so basically there is nothing wrong in having a goal or a purpose for doing it, right? There's nothing wrong. Okay, but we should not be linking our work to that result. Okay, and we should not be attached to that work, our work that we are doing. See, if let us say the person becomes really happy, okay, then we say, I studied the recipe, I practiced it, I took so much care and effort, I did it, and the result is great, and I am happy with that result. If I'm doing that, then totally it's it is not kartrutva tyaga, it is not sanga tyaga, and it is not phala tyaga. Okay. So then the question is, you may ask, okay, then how do I do my best, right? I mean, then I can do whatever I want, and then I just move on. If you go through this, I mean, we'll go through this and then again come back to your example if it answers. So if so when I'm performing the activity, I am thinking that I'm not the agent. Okay, I'm not the agent of the activity. I am Atma. This is my body which is making that, which is doing that work. Okay, and my body is working because of the gunas. We learned all that earlier, right? So because of the nature, the gunas from the nature, it is influenced, my body is influenced, and it is doing. So in case of recipe, it's basically that you have I mean, it's not like your guna is forcing you. I mean, the guna that is forcing you there is that you want to if it is like the best dish I make, and if that person likes it, I will be happy. He will praise me and I will be happy. Then that is a rajasic guna. If the guna that is like if we are saying that I am doing it as a service to him, I need to do my best no matter what, is sattvic guna. So let us say that is the sattvic guna is the one that that motivated you to do it. Okay, so that is the first one. But I as an Atma is not the agent. Okay, and I need to perform the work due to my birth. I mean, I need to do it because it's my responsibility. Okay, I need to feed the guest. It is my responsibility. God is supporting me from inside and outside. Throughout this entire process, we have a focus. I mean, we never forget that it is not just me that is doing this activity. It is God who is supporting me from inside and outside. He is giving me the energy and abilities to perform the work, and I am just an instrument in doing the work. God is controlling me as well as everything around me. So the God is also controlling all the preparation process, right? That is happening. Okay, we don't realize. We think that we have full control on that stove and everything that is happening. We don't have any control. He's the one who is controlling the nature as well as that person who is going to eat later. So I belong to him. I am dependent on him for everything. All beings, entire nature is dependent on him for everything, just like me. I am doing the work for him, for Paramatma, for God, as his service to please him. This work belongs to him. So I'm not attached to the result that I'm getting. Okay, the results are because of him. Again, I'm not attached to the result. What I did, I'm just an instrument. He gave me the entire material. He gave me the energy. He gave me the abilities. He gave me the thought process and how to do it and all that. And he made me perform perfectly. Let us say if it is perfect, he made me perform perfectly, and whatever is the result, that is because of him and not because of me or my work. The results belong to him, and I experience and enjoy the results, considering them as his blessing. So when the person actually likes it, we don't associate that liking to my work or my abilities. I did it. This belongs to me. That work belongs to me. I did it, and the result belongs to me. It is not like that. I take the result as God. It was God who gave me the energy, who gave me everything to make it properly. And if he likes it, the praise goes to God. I'm just an instrument. So we are doing the Falatyaga. We are renouncing the fruits of the works. So if we do that way, right, then let us say it didn't turn out. I mean, it was great. I mean, 99 out of 100 people would have liked it. Unfortunately, that person probably doesn't like, say, I mean, let us take this example. Like, unfortunately, that person has allergy to nuts. You put nuts. You made the best dish in the world, and he did not like it, and he did not eat it. Now, what do you do? I mean, if we are associating that reaction, that result to ourselves, it belongs to me, I need to enjoy, then what happens is, if that reaction from that person is, let us say, is bad, then we feel bad, right? So when we are following this principle of tyaga, right, when we do it as a tyaga or sannyasa, giving up, then giving up the fruits of those actions, then we should not be associating that whatever reaction that it is coming to us, that result that is coming to us, we should not associate with us. Okay, so
may I
sure.
ask the last one, sir?
Yeah.
Like the last one is, I will do it because the results will make me happy. I know we don't expect the result, or but for example, even if I do some puja, right, I'm not doing puja for any for my desire or anything. I do puja and I feed people. Then the trupti that I get also shouldn't be feeling it, or what does it mean? Like, it's, see, I feel nice even, feeding people who are hungry, right? Poor people.
Mhm.
I really get some kind of satisfaction. Okay, I fed
Very good
people.
question. Very good question. So here the keyword is result.
Mhm.
Okay. If the result makes me happy, then I'm attached to the result. If the action makes me happy because I was able to serve,
Yeah, that's
then we are not attached to the result.
okay. Yeah, that's
So there is a difference there. If we are, so I need to, let us say, feed 100 people. Okay. And I was able to do it. Okay. That was my duty, like Yajna, Dana and Tapas, part of it. And, I perform that activity. It ends there. Right. Now, if those people, praised me or did not praise me, it doesn't bother me.
Right. Yeah.
But if let us say I fed 100 people and I don't feel anything till somebody is praising me, then it's a problem.
Okay.
Right. So the keyword here is that result.
Yeah.
So if the activity pleases you, great.
Yeah,
Okay?
that's what
That is what we need to focus on. Because, and again, if the activity pleases us, if we are saying that it is pleasing me because I did it, then
again failure.
Then again problem. I did it and this is my work. Okay, I am doing this work, then it's a problem. So if activity pleases me because I got the opportunity, that God provided me the opportunity, energy to do it. Okay, this work also belongs to him. I'm not the one who actually did the work. Okay. He is the one who gave, let's say I'm feeding 100 people, right? I mean, first of all, I need to be alive to do that. Okay. I need to be healthy to do that. And then I need to earn so much money to do it. I need to, all those 100 people have to come to eat there, right? I mean, who made them to come? I didn't, no matter how much I yell, if 100 people are not interested, they wouldn't have come, right? So there is so much thing that goes on. If we really go and go deeper and deeper, do a fishbone analysis, we are like probably like a very small 0.001% of the whole thing.
Right.
So, but unfortunately what we say is, oh, this is my work, I did it, and I was able to feed. It's almost like, I mean, if we are feeding 100 people, the one who is serving, the entire food is prepared by somebody. The entire, building, everything is set up, the proper tables, everything is set up. Everybody is sitting there and somebody is just putting a spoon of food in their plates, and then they eat and become happy, thinking that, oh, I did the whole thing. Then that is not Sangatyaga. It is associating ourselves. We can clearly see the difference, right? He's not supposed to do it because he was not alone there. It was prepared by somebody. Everything belongs to someone else. Someone else provided everything for us to do that last bit of work, right? Then associating everything that, oh, this is mine, is acquiring karmic bondage there.
Right.
So we are, that is out of ignorance and all that, or out of a rajasic. Okay, I need some praise from these people. That is rajasic. So if I realize that I was able to do only little bit, and that little bit is also supported by Paramatma. This work belongs to him, not me. Okay, then I totally am Sangatyaga. Okay, I was just an instrument doing it. My work is like it went into the mix but it is not the one that produced the result directly. Again, the question that Badri Garu raised is very, very appropriate. Like, then how do we say that, oh, when should I improve, right? If I don't look at the result, and then, if the result is not bad and I still don't improve myself, I continue to do the same mistakes, right? So we need to obviously correct it, but we should not be looking at the result and correcting it. We should look at the work that we did and correct it. Okay, because if the result could give us a wrong picture. And it, of course, I mean, it is subjective in nature. Like if, if the result is, directly, some results are directly, our contribution, some results are not. Okay. So we have to be, if we are focused on our duty, right? Okay. And getting to the mode of evaluating our duty, irrespective of the results, then it will apply to all scenarios. Unfortunately, we do the opposite. We only look at the result and then come back to our, and then try to see what is wrong with us. Then in cases where we don't have any control, there also we think something is wrong with us. Right? So, but if we are focused on what is my duty, did I do it correct? That's it. Then I don't have to even wait for the result. I can move on. And when the work is completed, I don't associate with that work. That this is my work. I did it alone. In the sense that, oh, everything belongs to me. And then I have, I have all the abilities. I was the one who thought about everything, as if, we can control our mind and all our senses. Unfortunately, that is what we think, but we are not the ones who can control ourselves. I know it sounds a little bit different from what we are used to. Like, you can say, oh, we are able to control ourselves, right? But if I can control my hand, right? We think I can control my hand, but the same thing, if I say that you have to put your hand on the back and then from there eat, you can't do that, right? But a monkey can do it. Okay. So whatever abilities that we have a like limited control on ourselves. We don't have full control on ourselves. So thinking that I have the entire ability and to control everything that I have is again going to lead us to problems. It is our inclination to control them is the only thing that we are doing. Okay, it is like one example. I know we are digressing a lot, but when we are going in a car, right? When we are going at 60 miles per hour and there is a red light in the front, right? So then we need to stop the car. So what do? So we are like 100 feet away and then we need to stop the car.
We put the brake.
We put the brake. Now, is the car stopping because I press the brake?
Okay, if are you asking?
Yeah. So we apply the brake and car stopped. That is a fact. But why did the car actually stop? If I apply the brake and car stops, is it guaranteed that the car will always stop when I press the brake?
If it is in a good condition.
Okay, so then what happened? Our
Yeah,
pressing the brake is not determining, right? So the brakes are they, if there's brake failure, right? Then car won't stop,
stop. Yeah.
right? Now, the actual reason the car stopped is not because of the brakes also. It's because of friction. Okay. If there is no friction on the road, no matter no friction on the road, or no friction, like when the brake is applied, there's no friction. Okay. So when we press the brake, it is actually translated to the electronic signals and all that. If the circuit is gone, then that is another problem. But even after everything is proper, if the friction is not there, then the car will never stop. So the actual reason why the car stopped is not just because I pressed the brake. Pressing the brake is just it's like a input into the system. Okay. So it is a trigger. So somebody acted on the trigger and made the actual car stop. So every work that we are doing is just a trigger. Okay. But the result that comes out is independent of that trigger. I mean, the trigger started the process, but just the trigger doesn't mean that the work will, the result will be what we wanted. Okay. So we express our intention for doing something, and then we express our intention while we are doing something, but the result that comes out is a lot complicated. Just it is not just based on our inputs or triggers. Okay, a lot goes into getting the result. So if we recognize that, then we will be not associating the result with our work. This is my work which produced the result, will totally go away. If I just say the example, car example, I was only pressing the brake. Now the car stopped is because of Paramatma. Because if the road suddenly I'm going on the road and then the road is slippery, it's winter and then icy road, right? I don't know that road is icy, going to be icy. I don't know. So every other road it is fine, but so only that part it is not working. It is having ice on the road. Then I'll be in trouble, right? So I had no control, no way of knowing it. So if I did my duty properly, I did the work, but when the car stopped, we need to think that this is not, the car did not just stop because of me, my work. It stopped because of the Paramatma. I mean, Paramatma in a sense, like, it's not like somebody sitting there and then doing, oh, stop, don't stop, like that. It is the entire nature he's controlling. So that's why we are associating the result with Paramatma. It's not like he's the one who's deciding, everything sitting there, right? So we associate the result to the nature, we associate result to whoever is controlling the whole thing, that would be Paramatma. So the same way, the work, association of the work to the result, right? So if, we have to give up the fruits of our actions. To do that, Falatyaga is definitely there. And then our association to the work should also be not there. The Sangatyaga should also be not there. Sorry, Sangatyaga should be there. Sangha should not be there. We have to give up the Sangha, attachment, possessiveness. This is mine. Should not be there. Right? My instruments did the work. My, my work produced the results. That association, attachment should not be there. Kartrutva Tyaga is, unfortunately, I mean, this is the most basic thing, right? I associate myself with this body, right? And I am doing the work. That's what we think. But I am just Atma, and I'm not I'm not the one who is doing the work. It is my body who is doing the work with the abilities, energy that provided to me by the nature and Paramatma, that we are able to perform the work. When we do that, then if the result is not what we wanted, right? I mean, if let us say, I just took the example, right? If I want to, turn my hand like this and then eat, if my hand is not listening, then it's not my problem, right? It's not that I have to blame myself. So it is that is I should be removed from the result. Okay, so it is that is kartrutva tyaga.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Sloka 5.
Yeah, I can go ahead, Annie.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, chapter 18, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, Sloka 5. Yajnadana tapa karma natyacham karyameva tat yajno danam tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam. Jai Srimanarayana, chapter 18, Sloka 5 summary. Lord Krishna said, the acts of yajna, sacrifice, dana, charity, and tapas, austerity, should not be given up. All of them must be performed as duty itself. Sacrifice, charity, and austerity are the purifiers of the wise. Jai Srimanarayana.
Jai Srimanarayana. So yeah, basically the doubt has been clarified. They must be done, should not be given up. And they must be done as duty. Is my duty. And then they become the purifiers of us. Okay. Sloka 6, last sloka.
I can go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Etan yupitu karmani sangam tvaktva phalani cha kartabhya niti me partha nishchitam matamuttamam. Chapter 18, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, Sloka 6 summary. Lord Krishna said, but O Arjuna, these actions also must be performed after giving up attachment and fruits, and they must be done as duty. This is my firm and best opinion. Jai Shri.
Jai Srimanarayana. So one thing I just want to add on to what we said earlier also is that so the result, my work is just a trigger, right? I mean, whatever I am doing in order to produce the result is just a trigger into the system, going into the system, or a part of the whole work that gets done in order to produce the result, right? So, and even that work is also that energy provided to me by Paramatma and all that. So there could be some question, somebody says, right, if the result is not purely because of the work, then why should we even do the work, right? I mean, if the car is stopping because of friction, then why should I even press the brake, right? We should always press the brake. That is what our knowledge given to us. We should, but when we press the brake and the result is not what we expected, don't think that the something is don't associate the result to ourselves, right? And understand that there are certain other things that happened in between. So that is what is Falatyaga. Falatyaga doesn't mean that don't do your activity. We have to do. So that's why we should not give up our activity itself. We are only giving up the results of those activities. Okay, we are not associating the results to our activities. Okay, but we continue to do the activities. We don't put a direct link from the one to the other, and we have the Falatyaga, Sangatyaga, and Kartrutvatyaga. Doesn't mean that we should give up that activity. We should stop doing it. We should do it. Okay.
But generally speaking, sir, I understood Gita is like manual, how to live, what to do for right living. But many times, right, this is my struggle, personal life. I know I'm not there yet 100%. I'm still in a learning curve. When some activity involves two parties, right, 2 or 3 parties, I know I truly go by what is being said. Do your duty, you put your 100%, don't bother what others are doing or not. But still, I do my duty. I try my best to, follow dharma or whatever scriptures. But when you see that other party or others, involved in it, they are not following it, what's supposed to be, it still bothers me. I know, I keep distracting myself not to, they are not doing it. What can we do? I don't have any control. I cannot change others. But again, I feel guilty that, okay, it shouldn't be bothering me also, right? You are doing your part and they're not doing it, but it is so obvious, it hurts. I don't know how to, it's still, maybe I need more practice of these requirements.
Yeah. The reason why, I think if you apply this principle, then it may be easy for you. Let me just clarify. So you are doing your part, and let us say 3 or 4 more team members or other people, they're not doing their part, and then there is a final result. So if our duty is to teach them, we do our duty to tell them, okay, this is what you need to do, and it's up to them to either do it or not. So it is up to them whether to do it or whether they do it or not, because the result is, our expected result is, they have to follow exactly what we say, right? But if we go with that expectation and tell them, and then the result is not what we wanted, we are kind of troubled by it. That's the first thing. So there we tell them because it's our duty, and the result is whether they follow our instruction or not. Okay. As long as we did the right thing, everything that we could do in our way, if they don't follow it, then the result is not going to bother us, because we are doing a Falatyaga. Okay. Now we are concerned why we are even asking them to follow certain thing is because the overall, when you put all of them together, whatever is the overall result will not be what we are expecting, right? So we are kind of having that fear that maybe the result will not be what we wanted. So again, there we are getting ourselves into that my work, our work is directly corresponding to the result. If we also disassociate, we take ourselves out of that equation, the result is going to be independent of our efforts. Okay. Because what we see is only very little compared to the whole thing that goes into getting the result. So then we will not be, again, we will do the Falatyaga from the point of view of the overall result, and we will have kind of peace. I mean, if you are losing that peace that, oh my God, the result is not going to be what I'm expecting because these 4 people are not following this, right? Then it is going to bother us. We are getting ourselves that karmic bondage, attachment. If we are having the tyaga, we are not going to be worried about the overall result. When everybody finishes their job, we will not be bothered by that overall result, whatever it may be, as long as we did our duty. So our focus is just the duty and not the result. Now, if the result is what we are expecting, then we should not be thinking that, oh, I was the one who made them do all these things, and that's why the result was what I expected. Then it becomes a sangha, attachment to the work. So we should not have that also. So when the result comes, we neither feel happy nor feel unhappy, and associate to all the people who were part of that and all that, and then start blaming or scolding, or the entire peace will go away. This entire thing, right? Now these 3 types of tyaga will lead us to peace, a mental balance, a state where we can actually focus on our actual goal. Our actual goal is none of these things. Our actual goal is Paramatma. So whether a work gets done in 10 minutes or 20 minutes, it really doesn't, over a period of time, nobody even remembers that. But unfortunately, what happens is, we focus on small things, and then we lose focus on the bigger thing. The bigger thing is our association with Paramatma, and be always in service of him. We lose that, and we do the exact 3 opposite of these 3 things: Phalatyaga, Sangatyaga, and Kartrutva Tyaga. I am doing it, this work belongs to me, and the result is for me. And the whole, it totally becomes upside down. So I mean, in the example that you gave, focus on just your duty and your duty towards other people, and after that you have to simply move on, because you don't even, I mean, whether the result is good or bad doesn't affect you. Okay, so right, I mean, yeah, you may, I mean, of course we are all not there yet. I mean, so we may feel it, but that initial feeling will immediately go away as soon as we remember these things. Okay, I should do a Palatyaga here. Okay, so then immediately we'll correct ourselves. So we are getting attached to the work. I mean, the result is bad, and then we look at, oh, all the work that we did. Then again, we are focusing on the wrong thing there. We did our work to the best of our abilities, and let the result whatever it may be. Don't associate the result to our work and our work alone. Okay, and then feel happy or sad. So then again, our mental peace, we are at a mental peace, right?
Yeah.
So I know this is difficult, but if we follow these 3 tyagas, right, then it will help us to balance our mind.
Yeah.
And focus on what is really important.
Okay.
Okay, it's good. Thank you. Okay, we'll start with Shloka 7 today. Chant the prayer. Om Asmatgurubhyo Namaha. Krishno Rakshatu no Jagatraya Guruhu. Krishnam Namasyamyaham. Krishnenamarasetravo vinihataha Krishnaya tasmai namaha Krishna deva samuthitam jagadidam Krishnasya dasosmyaham Krishne tisthati sarvametadakhilam He Krishna samrakshamam. Jai Sriman Narayana. Sloka 7, chapter 18. Please chant. Niyatasya tu sanyasaha
Niyatasya tu sanyasaha
karmano nopapadyate
karmano nopapadyate
mohat tasya parityagaha
mohat tasya parityagaha
tamasah parikirtitaha.
tamasah parikirtitaha.
Let's chant together.
Niyatasya tu sanyasaha
karmano
karmano nopapadyate mohat tasya parityagaha
tamasah
tamasah
parikirtitaha.
parikirtitaha.
So in the last sloka, Lord Krishna said, these actions must be performed, right? So the yajna, dana, and tapas must be performed after giving up attachment and fruits, and perform. We also must do them as duty. Okay. So Lord Krishna is now explaining about those who give up the duties, right? So niyatasya tu sanyasaha karmanaha na upapadyate. Okay. So what Lord Krishna is saying, perform these actions, not performing those actions. Okay. Renunciation of prescribed duty is not proper. So niyatasya is niyata is prescribed duties, all duties. That is nitya and naimitika karmas. Okay, so niyatasya of those prescribed karmanaha of those duties. So niyatasya karmanaha is of prescribed duty. Sanyasaha is renunciation of these duties. Na upapadyate is not proper. We have to do them, he's saying. Okay. Mohat tasya parityagaha. Okay. Due to delusion, mohat, due to delusion, tasya parityagaha. If we are abandoning or giving up those, okay, of those prescribed duties, then tamasaha parikirtitaha. So then it is declared as tamas. So if one is doing that, if anyone is abandoning the prescribed duties, okay, then it is tamasic, or they are doing it out of tamasic quality, or it is characterized by tamasic quality. Okay. So the key here is out of delusion. Due to delusion, if somebody is not doing it, thinking that it is going to give us, it is evil, it is going to give us, bad karmas, or they just don't know, right? I mean, they don't know that it is a prescribed duty. Okay, they are giving up. Then it is out of delusion. If they're doing it, then it is tamasic. Okay, so Lord Krishna mentioned, right, when they are done as advised, when these yajna, dana and tapas, he said they are pavanani manishnam. So they are purifiers. So when they are done as advised, they will purify, and they make us they're making us pure, right? That means they are removing our obstacles in performing our duties, in worshipping Paramatma. We have in the previous chapters we learned, right? If we have greater karmic bondage, then we have difficulty in even recognizing Paramatma. We will not be able in the mode to receive this message even. Okay, and so our karmic bondage has to come down in order to be on the path towards liberation. So performing this yajna, dana and tapas as prescribed is going to remove those obstacles. Okay, so what Lord Krishna is saying here is that giving up those is not duties is not proper. Okay, why it is not proper? I mean, because if we don't do our duties, we cannot even survive. So again, sloka 3.8 in chapter 3, sloka 8, Lord Krishna mentioned that sarira yatra apite na prasidyet akarmanaha. So he said, when actions are abandoned, when we are giving up our duties, then basically akarmanaha is giving up our duties and not taking actions. When there are no actions, even bodily sustenance becomes not possible. It's going to be difficult to sustain our body, right? So we have to do our duties. Okay, there's no one who can survive without doing our duties. I mean, so in that case, is it okay to say, oh, because I need to survive, I can do whatever I want, right? The second question will come: can I do anything? Cook, I can do whatever job I want. I can eat whatever I want. Okay, then I don't need to do yajna, dana, and tapas. Lord Krishna very, very clearly said in chapter 3, again, he said, wise who eat the remains of the sacrifices. Okay, this one. So he's saying that if we are eating the remains of the sacrifices, the remains of the yajnas that we are doing, okay, whatever activity that we do as service to God, do it as service to God and receive the results of it, and then experience the results. So eating here is like, we can extrapolate it, saying that if we are experiencing the results after performing the activities as yajnas, okay, then they are going to liberate us from all the sins. Okay, but in the same sloka, he said that if we are not doing that, if we are not performing the yajna, and if we are doing any job that we want, without doing it as service to God, without having this tyaga in mind, right? If we are doing the activities, getting attached to the results, getting attached to the work that we do, and getting attached to ourselves, that means I am doing it. Okay, as attached to the body, if we are doing that, then and whatever is the result that we get out of those activities, if we are experiencing those results for ourselves without offering to Paramatma, without offering to the Devatas, then we are becoming sinners. Okay, Let me chant that whole sloka. Yajnasishtasina santo muchyante sarvakilvishaihi bunjate te tvagham papaha ye pajantyatmakaranat. So whoever is preparing the food, here Lord Krishna is talking about food. So taking that as the example. So whoever is cooking the food for themselves and eating it, okay, without preparing the food as a yajna, offering to the devatas or Paramatma, then they become sinners and they are eating the sins. They are eating papam. Okay, so that food produces whatever is that they're eating, that produces perverse knowledge. Okay, and it leads to tamasic quality. It leads to more tamas, ignorance, delusion, and perverse knowledge. So the perverse knowledge is, oh, I did it. I am my work produced the result, and the result belongs to me. I need to enjoy. Why do I need to offer it? Do it as service to Paramatma. Why do I need to associate the result to Paramatma? All those questions, that perverse knowledge comes, right? And with that, the tamasic quality increases, and that produces that makes them more, acquire more and more sin, and it makes them give up the duty that they need to do. Okay, so they will focus on things that are not duties. So basically they'll focus on materialistic things. So duty focus will go away completely. So they will give up the duties, okay, and they will start focusing on entertainment, enjoyment, and experiencing things for themselves. All that becomes tamasic. Okay. Any questions? This is basically making, so out of delusion, if we are not performing our duties, then it is tamasic renunciation, tamasic sannyasa. Okay. Okay, so next comes sloka 8. We'll see what is rajasic tyaga, rajasic sannyasa. Okay, sloka 8. Dukkhamityeva yat karma
Dukkhamityeva yat karma
kaya klesa bhayat tyajet
Ayaklesha bhayat tyajet
sakrutva rajasam tyagam
sakritva rajasam tyagam
naiva tyaga phalam labet.
naiva tyaga phalam labhet.
Let's chant together.
Dukkhamityeva yat karma kaya klesha bhayat tyajet sakrutva rajasam tyagam naiva tyaga phalam labhet.
So in the previous sloka, we saw the people who out of delusion, they give up the duties, right? So here in this sloka, Lord Krishna is explaining about rajasic tyaga. Okay, so what is the Rajasic Tyaga? Dukkham iti eva yat karma. So whatever work, whatever work that that they do, okay, the Nitya and Naimitya karmas. Now here they are, let us say, not doing the Kamya karmas. Okay, even the Nitya and Naimitya karmas, even whatever that they are doing, dukkhamiti, they are sorrowful. They think that they are sorrowful or troublesome. Okay. Kaya klesa bhayat. So out of fear, that bhaya, that due to that fear of kaya klesa, the bodily suffering, bodily trouble, out of fear that their body will be strained or troubled. Okay. Saha, that person, okay, krutva rajasam tyagam, after doing the rajasic tyaga, na eva tyaga phalam labet. So they never get the, they never attain the fruit of the tyaga phalam. So they never get the, or attain the tyaga phalam. So they think that these Nitya and Naimitya karmas, they are sorrowful, troublesome, it requires a lot of bodily strain, pains they have to go through, and they give up the activity. So when they do that, it is a Rajasic Tyagam. And when they do that kind of a Tyagam, the renunciation, then they will not get the reason why they did the Tyagam. The fruit of the Tyagam, they will not get it. Okay. So here, why are they, typically, these people, they don't want to do their duty because it is, their bodily trouble, it is causing trouble for them, right? Or they fear that, they will be attached to it, they will, it will become sorrowful for them. So they want to run away from those duties. And they think that, oh, I can go and do the meditation. I can focus on Atma Jnanam. I can focus on knowledge alone. I can sit somewhere in the, Himalayas and then do it. So if they're, the primary reason why they're running away is because they're not willing to take the trouble of performing their duty, okay, then even if they go and do the meditation, they will not get the result of that meditation. The result of the meditation is like, let's say they're meditating in order to get Atma Jnanam or more wisdom, right? Or Paramatma Jnanam. That result will not, they will not get. Is what Lord Krishna is saying. So we should not, like, just because we are afraid of doing our duties, we give up, then there is no use, Lord Krishna is saying.
If you compare the previous one, this is to distinguish between tamasic and rajasic, right? That means at least they are trying. That's why they are rajasic.
Rajasic people know, but what they need to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Nitya and Naimitya karmas.
Yeah.
They understand it requires, say for example, in order to do their duties properly, yajna, dana and tapas, they have to strain their body. They have to work 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the night, 5 in the morning, 10 in the night. Okay, let us say, or they're troubled by whatever is happening around in the society, and they don't want to take it anymore. They don't want to, I mean, if their duty is to like, stay in that society and then, of course, try to do whatever they can in order to improve the society. I mean, that is one example. So basically, whatever duties, the Nitya and Naimittika karmas that we do, Nitya karmas, Nitya karmas, we take care of our family, for example, right?
Mhm.
And somebody just got fed up with taking care of the family and they just want to run away, right? Not because they really wanted to do the meditation. See, that's the difference here. If the motivating factor is irrespective of whether whatever the Nitya and Naimittika karma that they have to do, they have a higher purpose. Okay, they want to do the meditation. For them, it is fine, but they originally didn't have that plan to get the Atma Jnanam, but they try out this Nitya and Naimittika karmas for some time, and they get fed up.
Yeah.
Or they feel the mental and physical strain, fatigue, issues, problems. Then they decide, okay, I think this is not working out. Let me run away from these duties.
Okay.
And then it becomes a Rajasic.
Asitara.
They are actually doing the meditation. They are renouncing the duties in order to do something that is according to the scriptures. Okay, but they are doing it out of they're running away from their duties out of this kind of a fear that it is troubling me. Then it is Rajasic, and they will not get the result, is what Lord Krishna is saying, that they will not get the Atma wisdom. I mean, imagine what happens, right? So one is very much, they're troubled a lot in, let us say, in a company, for example. I'm just giving an example, not directly this one. So they say, I wish I had holidays, right? Or I wish I go somewhere else. And at that time they'll think that, okay, I'm going to read 10 books so I'm working here so hard. I'm not able to read any book. I only wish I had free time.
Yeah.
I'll go to some vacation and then I will read 10 books, 10 days, 10 books.
Mhm.
They run away from it. They go there. They will not read 10 books. Okay. The only reason why they wanted to read those 10 books were because they were fed up with the kind of work they are doing, not because they really love the reading of those 10 books. So when they go there, their focus will be something else. They happily enjoy, the lack of trouble that they have now, right? So, and then they will not have focus on reading those 10 books, right? So I'm just like a materialistic example. So if one is not originally motivated, inclined to do the meditation to get Atma Jnanam, and they think that is easy for me, if only I can get out of these troubles that I'm going through, all the duties that I'm going through, basically karma yoga. If I'm doing all the activities, I'm having all kinds of troubles doing those activities. Jnana yoga is just sitting somewhere. I think that I was sitting somewhere and then I will not have any bodily pains and all that, and all these people troubling me physically, mentally. Okay, if I think that that is going to be easy for me, and they run away from their duties, the karma yoga, and then focus on jnana yoga, okay, they will not get the Atma wisdom, because as soon as they go there, their focus will not be there.
Also, in this the meaning, right? The word by word, I'm going to read this. So, out of fear of bodily suffering, strain, trouble. Then he said after performing. So, after performing applies to the one. So it applies to Rajasic Tyaga, or it applies? Yeah, so I just want to.
Yeah, I mean, if you read it, one
Yeah.
who abandons works as troublesome out of fear of bodily suffering, they're performing the Rajasic Tyaga. Okay, so that is called Rajasic Tyaga, and they never attain the fruit of renunciation. The reason why they renounced or abandoned, that reason, that fruit or the result, they will not get it. So if they were running away in order to get the Atma wisdom, they will not get that. Whatever may be the reason why they are running away from their duties, they will not get that result. So,
But I wonder, sir, like normally this word tyaga is in a good sense, right? I wonder why Lord Krishna gave this tyaga word to people who are like escapists. It's not really tyagam, right? I mean, Rajasic tyagam, they're saying. It's not a good sense. He's leaving, he's escaping, he's escapist.
yeah,
But we are giving that word tyaga to that. I know
yes,
tyaga, I understood to some extent what tyaga doesn't mean always, like, if there are two things that we have to perform only one, we do tyaga to other one and we do this one. I understand. But in this sense, right, even tamasic tyagam, rajasic, both are not sounding
not good.
not good.
Yeah,
So, but tyagam is normally used in a good sense.
yeah. So tyagam is giving up. Okay, renunciation. Their true translation without any strings attached, right? If you just say tyaga or sannyasa, is just giving up, renunciation.
Okay.
Okay. What Lord Krishna is saying is that don't give up your duties. Okay. Now there are two reasons why somebody may give up duties. One, the person doesn't know. Okay. Delusion, perverse knowledge, incorrect thinking. They don't want to follow the scriptures. They don't want to do the right thing. Okay. So that they simply give up. Like person, instead of going to school or college, they simply they sleep, right? They don't or it's not that they think it is a pain for them. They simply are ignorant or have perverse knowledge. I'm not going to get any knowledge when I go to college, let us say. So then they simply don't go to college. It is perverse thinking, right? So or they don't even know, and then they give up. So they're not doing that activity. They don't try to know. They're giving up that activity. So that is tamasic. Rajasic is they know it, but because it is trouble for them, they don't want to do it, and they're running away from it. So running away from our duties, that tyaga, that giving up, that renunciation is rajasic. Because if we think that it is troublesome for us, then it is rajasic.
So we cannot say we cannot take like a sacrifice as a meaning to tyaga. It's like a giving up. I think there's a difference if you think tyaga as a sacrificing something versus giving up something.
Yeah, I mean, we should when we say I'm sacrificing something, right? It should not be out of ignorance. It should not be out of that whatever I'm sacrificing it is not I'm giving up because it is troubling me. Right?
Okay.
Then it is not true sacrifice, right? I mean, I don't want to play the game. I'm giving up the game. It's not like I can play. I really like it. I'm good at it. but I'm giving up the game because I don't want to really get up at 5 o'clock, practice the game for 2 hours in the morning, like that. It's troubling for me. So there is a difference, right? If I can really do it well, I don't have any problem, but I am still giving up. Another person, they're giving up because it's trouble for them. So that tyaga is not the tyaga which produces the results of whatever is the result that we get with tyaga. With sacrifice, with tyaga, right, we get the it's a path towards moksha, right?
Yeah.
Non-attachment is what is going to lead us to moksha. Now, if I simply not even do the activity because it is troubling me, then I'm not in the path towards moksha. That's what Lord Krishna is saying. Don't think that, oh, now I'm not attached because I'm not even doing the activity. All right.
Yeah.
So then why am I not doing the activity? Is because I'm either ignorant or I'm afraid of doing the activity. Then sacrificing that or non-attachment because I'm not doing that is not going to lead me to the correct result.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I think when we go look at 9, probably it will be clear. Also, the differences will be clear. So the next one is Satvik, obviously. Okay, Sloka 9. Karyamityeva yat karma
Karyamityeva yat karma
niyatam kriyate Arjuna
niyatam kriyate Arjuna
sangam tyaktva phalam chaiva
Sangam tyaktva phalam chaiva
satyagas satviko mataha.
satyaga
satviko
satviko
mataha.
Let's chant together.
Karyamityeva yat
eva yat
karma
karma
niyatam
niyatam
kriyate
kriyate
Arjuna
Arjuna
sangam
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 tyaktva
tyaktva
phalam
phalam
chaiva
chaiva
satyaga
satyaga
satviko
satviko
mataha.
mataha.
So Lord Krishna is saying, Arjuna, karyam iti eva yat karma. So we learned karyam is referring to duty, any work that is done as the end purpose. I mean, it is what we need to do. We must do. That is karyam. Okay, not because I'm going to get the result that I'm expecting. That is what is driving me, and so I have to do this activity. So that is karyam. Karyam iti eva yat karma. So if the work is performed only as a duty, okay, and what work? Niyatam kriyate. So that work, whatever work that we are talking about, that is niyatam, the nitya and naimitika karmas, the daily and occasional or obligatory works. If we are doing them as or merely as duties, okay, that is one. The second is Lord Krishna is saying sangam tyaktva phalam cha. So tyaktva, after giving up, okay, what are we giving up? Sangam and phalam. Sangam is attachment, possessiveness to the work, and phalam is the result. Okay, the phalam is a fruit or result of that work. Saha tyagaha satvikaha mataha. So that tyaga is considered as satvik. Okay. So Sattvic Tyaga is defined as some Niyatan Karma first. Okay. So that is Nitya and Naimitika Karma. How do we do it? As Karyam, as a duty. Okay. Not expecting results. And so because I have to do it as a duty, that is my duty to do it. It is not out of desires. Then I'm doing it after giving up attachment to the work and to the fruits. I mean, I'm giving up the fruits of those actions. I don't associate myself, my work, to the fruits. I'm offering the results as results to Paramatma. Again, if I'm not associating myself to the fruits, I'm giving up the fruits. I'm giving it up to nature or Paramatma, right? And of course, the greater knowledge is we offer the results always to Paramatma. So when we do that, then it is Sattvic. So they're not afraid of doing the activity. They always perform the Niyatam Karma, the Nitya and Naimitika Karmas. And how do they do it is all given here. So that makes it Sattvic. Any questions on that? Um, 10 is also related. Let us go through Sloka 10. Sloka 10. Nadvestya kushalam karma
Nadveshta kushalam karma
kusale nanusajyate
kushalenanushajyate
tyagi sattva samavishto
tyagi sattva samavishto
medhavi chinna samsayaha.
medhavi chinna samshayaha.
Let's chant together. Nadvestya
Nadveshte
kushalam
kushalam
karma
karma
kusale
kusalena
nanusajyate tyagi
tyagi
sattva
sattva
samavishto
samavishto
medhavi
medhavi
chinna
chinna
samsayaha.
samshayaha.
So Lord Krishna is saying, so he defined what is Sattvika Tyagam, right? Now, Lord Krishna is saying, Nadvesti akusalam karma kusale na anusajyate. So what do they do? I mean, what is that Sattvic Tyaga people do, right? So he's continuing Sattvic Tyagam. So here he's saying whenever someone is doing the Sattvic Tyaga, or they are doing the Tyaga which is characterized by Sattvic nature, Sattvic quality. Okay, so Sattva Samavishtaha. So when they are filled with Sattva, that Tyagi, so one who is filled with Sattva, that Tyagi, who is a renouncer, okay, who has renounced, that who gave up the fruits of those activities, okay, filled with Sattva, okay, and Medhavi. So all are same, okay. This person who is one who is Tyagi, one who is Sattva Samavishtaha, one who is Medhavi. Medhavi is one who has wisdom, one who has the knowledge of the three realities, the truth, right? After knowing the entire the three realities, then Chinna samsayaha. So one who has doubts cut off. Chinna samsayaha. His doubts have been totally cut off. Now he's very clear now that they have to do the activity and how they need to do the activity. Okay. And they are filled with sattva quality. They're not running away from the duties, and they know how to do the activities. What happens when they do? Okay. When some duty is in front of them, a work is in front of them, okay, then nadvesti akusalam karma. So they do not hate, okay, do not hate akusalam karma, the karma, the work that is inauspicious or undesirable. Okay, they don't hate the duty because it is undesirable. Okay, na kusale anusajjate. So they do not get attached. Anusajjate is attached. They do not get attached to kusalam karma. They do not get attached to the auspicious or desirable work. Okay, so those who are filled with sattva, and they are very clear, they have the knowledge, they are tyagis. They, when they are doing any duty, they do the duty without hating or without getting attached to it. The hate and attachment are coming because, okay, the result is going to be auspicious or not auspicious. Okay. This is very critical. I mean, looks simple, simple, but when we are doing our duty, okay, and we know that it's our duty to do, then when we are doing it, we don't we don't feel that hatred or attachment towards that work based on how the result is going to turn up. Okay, irrespective of how the result is going to turn up, I'm doing that activity without hate or without getting too much attached to it.
But again, it's as per the dharma, right? I mean, if something is not in line with scriptures or dharma, I know obviously we hate to do that, or we don't like to do that.
Yeah,
Whether
if it is not according to our scriptures, then that is anyway out of even question. The sattva, one who has the knowledge, they know they should not be doing it. Okay, so they won't do it. Not because they hate it or something like that. They know should not be done. Okay, but they will not have that when they are doing the activity. They do not have that hatred or that attachment, love towards that activity. That is one. Second is like they do not, after the activity is completed, they do not get disturbed by it. Third is they do not try to reject some activity because they hate it, and they want to do only the activity, some type of duties, because they like it. It really does not matter what the duty is. I am going to do it without having any disturbances in my mind. That is what this is saying. This sloka is saying. So when I'm a tyagi, I'm giving up the fruits of the actions. Okay, I mean there are three tyagas, right? Phala, sangha, and kartrutva tyaga. If I'm doing it, I'm a tyagi and I'm filled with sattva. I know the reality. I know how to do it. All that. When I know that, I do not get disturbed by whether the activity is going to give me desirable result or undesirable result. Now, how do we apply this to Lord Krishna and Arjuna's scenario, right? Arjuna was thinking that if I do this activity, I'm going to, all these things, inauspicious things will happen, right? It's chapter 1, like before he didn't want to fight because he thought that result will not be desirable. Okay, he hated the result. Because of that, he hated the karma itself. I mean, the result is not going to be good, so he hated the karma. So that activity is inauspicious because it will lead to all the trouble and all that. I mean, it will lead to killing all those people. It'll disturb the society and so on and so on. So he said, okay, it is inauspicious. No, I hate it. I don't want to do it. And he thought it is trouble for him, right, doing the activity. So he wanted to run away from the war field and go and do the meditation. That was a Rajasic Tyaga. And of course, he had knowledge, so he was either Rajasic or Sattvic. So he was not running away because he didn't know. Of course, to a certain extent, we can also say that he didn't know because he didn't have this clear idea about duty and all those things. So yeah, he had some delusion as well. So I mean, here it is very clear, like whenever any duty, if we think that we are doing a duty, no matter how it is, auspicious, inauspicious, desirable result, undesirable result, our inclination towards it should not change. We should not do it hating it because the result is going to be bad. We should not be doing it with so much attachment. I like the result. Or we should not crave for doing only the duties which we like. Any questions on that?
No questions, sir, but some sect of human beings, right, who do these crimes must also be thinking like that, right? It is inauspicious, but they have to do it for a reason, killing or people.
Yeah, a very good question. Yes.
So I think it will lead to, I know if one has a good knowledge of Gita, he will understand, but suddenly if he listen to this, he can support his act, right? I mean,
yeah, it is very much possible that if I don't know what is my duty, okay, then I may choose a wrong duty and do it with the same principle that Lord Krishna is giving and cause so much trouble, right?
Yeah.
So that is very much possible. So we need to understand certain other basics, right? Like what is that, let's say we are choosing a particular duty, it must be pleasing to Paramatma. Okay. So it is not because I like the result. That's why I'm doing it. So the duty is derived based on I'm doing it for him to please him. Now, also there could be, all these atrocities that happen. They even associate, this will, the God will like it, and that's why we are doing it.
Yeah.
And, that is unfortunate thing. So they with a, they don't have the proper knowledge of the scriptures, and thinking that, troubling or killing somebody is justified in the eyes of God, and then they try to commit those atrocities, which is not good. Okay, primarily, somewhere somebody is having a their motive is not good, right? So they want more power, they want more, they want to propagate whatever they want to, their thinking, their rule of law, or whatever it is. And then they motivate all these people saying that, okay, God wants you to do it, then you do it. Okay, then it's a problem. But when there is real atrocities that are happening, and as someone has a duty to control the, like, in case of Arjuna, he had the duty to correct the society. Okay, so that is justified, and that was his duty. So that's why he is doing it. But the entire Bhagavad Gita is a message of peace only. Okay, and we have to do our duties with balance of mind, with sarva bhuta hita, like we care for all beings. Lord Krishna, Paramatma, loves all beings equally. Equality is his principle. So somebody who is saying that I am more than you, right? I am higher than you, then it is immediately it's a red mark. Okay, so God never said, one person is higher, one person is lower, like that. So, if somebody is doing that, then they want to divide and rule, and they want to promote their own thinking. So the entire premises or basis for the action is not good. So they don't know they are not following the scriptures, and they are doing anything other than the yajna, dana, and tapas. So when they are doing other activities, not according to what Lord Krishna, or to please Paramatma, because it's not going to be pleasing to Paramatma, because they are doing something bad in the society. Okay, so then they are acquiring karmic bondage, no matter how they do it. They're doing it as without hating, without getting attached to it, and all that really doesn't matter, because they're not following the scripture. That is, who is God, what is pleasing to God, and the true realities, truth of, if somebody recognizes that we are all atmas and different bodies, nobody will, and all atmas have equal knowledge, and we are having different bodies because we are having different karmic bondages. But ideally, all atmas are equal. I mean, truly all atmas are equal. Then they don't say one is higher than the other and all that.
Also, this inauspicious, right? I was going to ask the meaning, but the best example you gave, the Arjuna's right act, I understood. Like, okay, Arjuna's example is a good example, inauspicious. But in our day-to-day simple life, I was wondering, like, what inauspicious acts that we could be doing that we don't like to do, but we would be doing. Any examples, sir? Or
Yeah, I mean, so my duty is to do the cooking and washing dishes. Okay.
okay.
I need to do that as my duty. Now, what kind of reactions do you have in your mind when you're doing it? Okay, so cutting vegetables, cooking, and then washing dishes. Now,
Maybe washing dishes is the least one. I like it. That's why it is. I mean,
yeah,
it's perspective again, right? I mean, some people don't mind. They do that.
yeah,
If I don't like it, it is considered inauspicious to me.
yeah. So
Okay.
now, exactly. So unfortunately, again, this is something that we are all badly programmed. So like every activity we are asked to see in terms of, I like it, I don't like it. I like it, I don't like it.
Right, right.
I mean, this particular sloka is saying you should not do it at all. Right? I like it, I don't like it should not be there when we are doing any activity. If I like it, then I want to do only those things, and that means I'm forgetting some other duties, right? So
Yeah.
if I let us say I like only cutting vegetables and cooking, and I don't like the washing dishes, then all the dishes will pile up. Now it is not simply going to go away. So what happens is I wash the dishes while hating it. Now, not just that hate, not just on the dishes, all the people who ate, it will turn on to them.
Yeah.
Okay. So it will turn on to other activities that we are supposed to do. Because all these feelings, right? It's not like a binary switch on and off. They linger. So let us say I'm washing dishes while hating it. Okay, that totally impacts my behavior with other people, and also not just that, it impacts my health also. It will probably bring up and down the numbers, the BP and sugar and all that kind of things, cholesterol and all that. So it causes stress. Why is the stress coming into picture? Because we don't like when we are doing it, but we are forced to do it. That is stress.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing it as a matter of fact, there's no stress.
Yeah.
So then there's no issue with our physical health, mental health, our behavior towards others. All will be normal, right? So this desirable, undesirable is the root cause of so many things. I mean, first is doing whether it is my duty or not is the first and foremost. Difficult to even find that. Okay, so once we are clear about it, I mean, is it my duty that I'm supposed to do, or am I doing it out of my desire? So remove all the things that are out of desire, then it is a duty. And then when it is identified as a duty, then do it with tyaga. Okay, so that makes us sattvic, tyaga. Do it with the three tyagas, right? Makes it sattvic. And while doing it, we will not feel the hatred or liking towards those things. So that makes it, I mean, you can go from here to the result or result to here. Basically, if I'm thinking of the result and then hating it, then I'm not phalatyaga, right? So if I'm phalatyaga, means I'm giving up the result. No matter what the result is, whether it is desirable or undesirable, it's not going to affect me. That means I'm not going to hate or get attached to it. So goes either this way or that way. So, but basically,
and then, sir, sorry to interrupt again,
sure.
right? Because I need to understand this, right? Going back to Usha's question, I mean, this is Kali Yuga and everything is attached to the material world, right? No matter what, we're getting pulled here. Before, for example, I just, it reminds me of when Dasharatha asked Rama, of course, not directly, to exile 14 years in forest, right? Rama didn't, he's a prince. For God's sake, he's born with everything, right? Golden spoon. He doesn't know anything about what's, he cannot, he didn't say no, right? He liked to do that just because it was his dharma, dignity he had to maintain. And then he left, right? Like or not. So what I'm saying is here we, again, I feel that it's increasing our bondage, right? If I say that, what, I don't like this job, I'm changing my job because I don't like my job, right? Again, is it not that we are increasing our karmic account?
So in case of your job, if you don't like it, and then we are changing it, right? Is that what you're saying? Or, I mean, you gave two things. One is about Ramayana. So very good. Actually, I wanted to bring it up. Next session, we'll do that. Sri Rama's character, right, is a practical application of the Bhagavad Gita. So what we are learning here, all these things, Rama actually practically followed, and we can see what he did. So it is a practical guide for a theory that is in Bhagavad Gita. So Lord Sri Rama was not liking the way, like, it's not like he liked to go to forest, or it's not like he hated to stay and be the king, or it's not like he hated to go to the forest. There's no liking or disliking when he heard the command, the duty that I mean, it became his duty that he has to follow his father's word. So he simply, there was no hate, no liking. He simply followed it. Okay. So it's a perfect example is Lord Sri Rama's behavior when he was told to go to forest and how he went to forest. People did not see a change in reaction in his face, even. I mean, he was as pleasing as he was when he thought he's going to be the king. Okay. After listening to the word that he has to go to forest, his behavior did not change at all. I mean, behavior or his character. I mean, he didn't start liking or hating or arguing with people and all that. No.
Even when they announced, right? Even when he was announced that he's going to be prince, right? The previous day, when I read that script, he was not very elated. Even when he was asked to leave for exile, even then he was not excited. There was no really emotion about being extremely happy or extremely sad, right? But while Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna, they were all having serious meltdown there, right?
Yeah. So, everybody had meltdown. The entire kingdom, everybody has meltdown. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So there was no hatred towards the activity or liking towards another activity. So, and so he simply followed that. Now, your other mention about you don't like your job and then you have to leave, right? So, I mean, so I mean, it is difficult to generalize anything there. I mean, it's not like you have to like everything that you. I mean, or I will say this way. So let's say your boss is not letting you do it. No, need not be in a boss situation, like any place. If you have a goal, okay, your goal is according to again, not according to whatever desires, but your goal is that you need to do well, okay, and you are not able to do that, then you have it's not like you hated that thing. It is like you are not able to perform your duties properly, so you have to find another job. Okay. It is not like I mean, even if you are not able to perform your duties, you should not change. No, it's not like that. You should. The primary thing is that you have to do your duties properly. If you think that you're not able to do your duties, then you have a choice to make. I mean, even like if let us say we are supposed to pray to Paramatma and do our yajna, dana and tapas, and somebody is forcing us not to do it, let us say, then we are not able to do what we are supposed to, so we have to change, right?
Yeah,
So
that's right, sir. And again, yeah, leaving that aside, I just wanted to bring this up, right? If generation to generation things are changing so drastically, right? I make sure that I spend time, even though my kids, I'm an empty nester now, my kids are not there, but I make sure to spend some time with the younger kids just to see, right? I kind of observe. One of my friends, she does the babysitting, but I just drop by just to hang out a little bit, right, after my work. So I sit and listen to them, and then every few minutes they're saying, I like this. Oh no, I don't like this. I like this. It's constantly going on. And then this was not there in our generation, right? Whether you like it or not, you have to eat this or you have to do this is what we were told. But this generation is so different. They have this likes and dislikes constantly coming through that mind, right? So it's scary. That's all I just
yeah,
wanted to
I
share.
mean, so very good point. That's what I was saying. I mean, in our culture, right? Our culture was based on Bhagavad Gita and Ramayana and all that. We were brought up with that, whether we knew it or not, to some extent, it was there in our culture, right? Respecting parents is one thing. But other cultures, it is totally missing. They're like it, don't like. That's the reason why the psychological problems are very high. Problems in families is very high in these societies compared to in India. Even though India is a poorer country and supposed to have more problems, okay, because of the lack of resources and economic situation, but they have a lesser problem because they understand what is all this. It's coming from ages, right? So this Sanatana Dharma is kind of helping. Now, if a kid is told every time you do only if you like it, don't or even as soon as something is put in front of them, the first thing is, okay, I like it, I don't like it. What color you like? What color you don't like? What kind of this you like? What kind of that you don't like? I mean, it's becoming they're taught, unfortunately taught to do this, and also told that you do only the things that you like. Okay, whether it is your duty or not, the duty is completely, concept of duty is completely gone. So that actually creates a lot of problems, because it is not that we will get every time the things that we like. And sometimes whether we like that activity, but it doesn't produce the result that we liked. So these kind of things will trouble us and then cause to psychological issues. And so, I mean, hopefully people will realize that this is one of the important things for us, that we should do our duties no matter whether we like or don't like. I mean, that concept of liking, don't liking even should not even come to our mind, as you rightly said. So then we will not be disturbed at all.
But I've seen, sir, like two kids, grown-up kids, right, who was raised without choice, and I've seen a kid who raised with all his choice. I know, I completely agree. The kid who's like, it's not like we are doing injustice to the first one. I know he will be a very good kid. I've seen Sattvic nature, but I've seen the kid who has given a lot of choice in his selection or anything. He's, I think he can live better than the first one. In general, in this corporate world, he'll do what he likes, But the other kid I've seen, like he like kind of he's living for others. Like he want to satisfy others. He want to make everybody happy. I know if he succeeds, he'll be happy kid. Otherwise, it's a struggle again. Sometimes I feel, oh, there's a mistake. Like, maybe we should have given this kid a choice, right?
I mean, so I understand what you're saying, right? Like it is not like we have to force no choice at all, right? See, the thing is that if we are liking, disliking the duties that we do, right? If we every time like, dislike, okay, then there is a higher chance of, first of all, we totally get karmic bondage. That's another thing. But let us discard that. Karmic bondage concept, they don't even agree. Let us say there will be the one who is always wants to do what they like. They will end up being more unhappy compared to the one who likes whatever he gets. Okay, so it is the reason is that, I mean, again, going to basics, like we do not have full control on anything, right? Our likings, dislikings also change. I mean, I want $1 million. I'm not going to get it, right? I mean, so if I always work towards getting the $1 million and never make it, then I am going to be always unhappy. So when we are told that you do the job only when you like it, okay, then the tendency is that it will we will tend to be more unhappy. Okay, if by luck or by chance or due to the good karmic bond, karmic records, one may be lucky to get whatever they like, and or they like whatever they do. Okay, and then they say that, oh, I like it and I'm doing it. Then it's coincidence. But we, as far as if we have to follow the scriptures, do our duties, and not get into all these issues about the mental balance and things like that, then it is always prescribed. Lord Krishna prescribes us, and our scriptures prescribe to do the activity without attachment to the activity itself. That means no liking, disliking, without attachment to the result, no liking, disliking of the result. Okay, and do the activity to the best of our abilities and then move on. Then there's no question of unhappiness at all. So the unfortunate thing is that one who is doing that, okay, when they look at other people and they say that, oh, I'm happy because I'm doing this, and these people can't say that they're either happy or unhappy, they think that they're unhappy. Okay, but that is a problem in today's situation, that one who does not have this happiness unhappiness cycle going on every day, every moment, though they are happy, they think that they're unhappy because of this unfortunate thing. But we have to tell them that that is the right thing to do. Be stable, the result should not affect us.
Yes. Unfortunately,
Well, yeah, I'm sorry we ran over a lot.
okay,
I mean, really good discussion. Thank you so much. Let's continue next week also. Yeah, 18th chapter is kind of summarizing the whole Bhagavad Gita, and we can review a lot of concepts and apply it to our day-to-day world also.
True.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Andy.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. We'll conclude with the concluding prayer. Kaina vacha mansendreva prapate svabhava karo sakalam parasmai Narayanayate samarpayami Srimanarayanaayate samarpayami Sarvam Sri Krishna
Krishna Arpanamastu.
Om Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha.
Om अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः.
Jai Srimanarayan.
Jai
Jai
Srimanarayan. Thank
Srimanarayan,
you all.
everyone.
Yes,
Thank you
Good
so
night.
much, sir. Good night.
And thank you. Good night. Jai Srimanarayan.